Hey everyone, I'm Armor Gaming. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Monster Legends videos on the offers currently available. And we're going to start off by talking about the top damage dealers pack and whether or not any of these monsters are worth it or whether the whole pack is worth it. So for the first side we have Clivia and we have Patreon, and these monsters individually cost 299 gems. And then in the middle we have Barbatos and we have Balthasar, each for 249 gems. Balthasar was a previous team race monster. And then on the right hand side we have Taiga and we have Glowbrush, each for 249 gems. Or you can get all three monsters for the low price of 625 gems. That was a joke. 625 gems is a lot of gems. I only have 313 gems at the moment. And so starting off with the left hand side, it's pretty obvious. You should get Patreon. He's a fantastic light attacker. Clivia, there isn't really too much information about this monster. I think I released a level 1 to 100. I remember when this monster got released. I think also the Nemesis monsters were released, or something happened during the release of Clivia that this monster was just completely overlooked. Like, it is quite powerful in terms of nature attackers, has so many high damage skills, lots of life recovery skills, but it's just really been forgotten. Whereas Patreon, he remains to be one of the strongest light attackers, definitely worth picking up. And as for the middle between Balthasar and Barbatos, I still consider Balthasar to be the worst team race monster that's ever been released. Now of course if you got him ranked up and you're going up against monsters that aren't ranked up, he's quite strong. But really if you look at his level 100 stats, or if you compare him at 115 to other 115 monsters, he's not that great. Whereas Barbatos, he still to this day remains to be a phenomenal monster. He has a 90 base damage attack that has 100% accuracy. Sure, it takes away 30% of your life, but it's 90 damage. Not to mention, he has a double damage skill plus an extra turn skill. He has a damage buff skill that also grants him an extra turn. You can stack the 50% damage buff with the double damage buff. He has a skill called Hellfire, which is 35 special base damage, and then on top of that, it gives burning. So can you imagine giving yourself that double damage buff, that 50% damage buff, that AoE 35 special base damage, and then they get burned if they still somehow manage to survive? Or if you're going up against a really tanky monster, a Tankiron, a Cryoton, a Oros, some really strong bulky monster, well you can just buff yourself and then do the 90 damage skill. So Barbatos is quite phenomenal, I would recommend him. And as for the right side between Glowbrush and Taiga, it's pretty straightforward also. I would say you would get Taiga. Taiga continues also to be one of the stronger light attackers. I think we had a debate versus Taiga and Patreon who's the strongest monster, and I think most people voted for Patreon, but Taiga is still really great. And he also has skills where he doesn't take any damage from the enemy monsters. It's called camouflage. So especially in Team Wars where you're trying to keep your monsters alive as long as possible, those skills really help you out. So this would be my ideal set for the top dealers pack: Patreon, Barbatos, and Taiga. Now 625 gems, like I said, that is a lot of gems. Because for example, when level 10 runes are on sale, each costs like 345 or 340, I think it's 345. So that's 690 for 2 level 10 runes. So you can get 2 level 10 runes or 3 monsters that you can only max out to level 100. So what's going to be better? It really depends on each individual player. Are you a collector? Do you just want to get as many monsters as possible? Or are you trying to focus on a core team for player versus player and for defense? Or a core group for your library and for Team Wars? In which case you just want to rank up monsters and you want to give them the best runes possible. That's always a question you have to ask yourself. You have to determine what kind of player you want to be. So if you're someone that just has a lot of gems to spend, if you just want to get monsters from all different kinds of places, well then go ahead and get this pack. I think this is the best pack you can make. The price isn't too bad considering you get 3 legendary monsters. I still advocate for waiting for monster sell week and then just trading with your teammates, because then you can still get monsters at a really cheap price, or just buy sells over the course of monster sell week, and that's honestly the best way to get legendary monsters. But the thing with that is that you have to be extremely patient. Whereas right now, if you were just to buy them all for 625 gems, well, you would have yourself 3 new monsters. So this is my recommended pack. If you only had to pick one monster, I would advocate for Barbatos. However, at the same time, if you're not level 98 yet, there's actually a level up offer where he's only going to cost you 195 gems. And that offer actually even repeats at level 114. I recently bought another Barbatos for 195 gems. So just be on the lookout for those, because you can save yourself a good amount of gems. What is it, like 54? You can save yourself 54 gems if you're really close to leveling up. And so that would be my number 1 pick, especially because they're going to be releasing that Boss Titan Island event where you have to deal damage against bosses, against titans, and you're going to need strong damage dealers. And what better monster is there than Barbatos, a monster that can give himself a 50% damage buff, a double damage buff, and has a 90 damage skill. You're going to want Barbatos to take out those titans, and you're not going to be able to use monsters like MMO monster that take away 30% of HP, or Timerion to Equalizer. From what I read on Taringa, those skills aren't going to be working. But then we have another pack, and this is the breeding combo pack, where Galante, Duner, and Violet, they each individually cost 249 gems, but you can purchase all 3 of them for 599 gems. And personally, I would recommend this pack over anything. Reason being is that these monsters are used in breeding events. For example, right now there is actually a breeding event going on. The Janus breeding event is currently going on where you can get Living Forest, Alex Bone, Psylotus, Stratomatronicus, Mothman, and Kaori. And if you have Violet, Galante, or Galante Jr., you can use some of those monsters in place of some of these other monsters. For example, Alex Bone, let's say you don't have Montezuma, a previous team race monster. You can probably purchase him during a breeding pack. There's always an offer for a breeding pack. Let me find that one. See, there it is, Montezuma, 249 gems. Or you can also get Firena, Muckboss. Personally, I don't recommend any of these breeding packs, but I would recommend getting Galante or Galante Jr. or Violet, all three of them really. So going back, sorry guys, I have to click everywhere because it's all misplaced. So going back to Alex Bone, MC Boss, he was available really easy in a previous Progressive Island, whereas Montezuma, he was available in a team race, and he's also been available in previous breeding events. But if you don't have him, if you have Galante Jr., you have a substitute. So I would recommend everyone, one of the first things you should do is get your hands on the breeding jokers, get your hands on each of them. And so I think 600 gems for these three monsters, I think that is a great, phenomenal price. You should definitely invest in these three monsters. Not to mention, all of them are even good for team wars, for player versus player. Like seriously, Galante is fast, he has 2 single possession skills, 100% stamina drain skill, and he even has an AoE blind. Galante Jr., he has a skill that drains 50% of your stamina, and also AoE possession. He has an AoE stamina leak skill that can work in handy. He has a single stun skill. Violet, she has an AoE possession, an AoE 50% possession. Like, all of these monsters are phenomenal monsters for combat, and the fact that they're breeding jokers, that's also quite phenomenal. And actually, let me show you guys, I actually recently got lucky. I normally never get lucky during breeding events, and I would always urge everyone, don't spend as many gems as possible. Be conservative with your gems. Normally, I never spend unless I see that I am getting lucky. So for example, I haven't spent any gems, but let's speed this up, and check that out. Bam! I got another Galante. So the thing is with breeding events now, you don't just get the monsters that are available, now you have a chance to get other legendary monsters like the ones you used. So for example, if you're breeding MC Boss and you're breeding Montezuma, you might get yourself another Montezuma. Let me click repeat, 6 hours, that's going to be an epic monster. Over here, we have another epic monster with my Brontis and Nemestrinus. I'm trying to get Psylotus. I already got 1 genie. I predict I'm going to be getting a lot of genies because that always happens during breeding events. But yeah, just give yourself a limit. Like, how many gems are you willing to spend during this breeding event? Keep in mind, there's a lot of new things coming. There's going to be a team race coming probably soon, which is why this breeding event is going on. Because a lot of players are going to be spending all of their gems trying to get a legendary monster. And then bam, you have a team race. And what are you going to do? You need to spend gems on the team race to succeed. Because anytime those events that call for breeding legendaries, breeding epics come along, the best thing to do is just to pay gems to skip the node entirely. So just be really conservative. I've given myself a 50 gem limit. I already spent 9 gems, so I'm only willing to spend 41 more gems. I gotta keep 250 at least for the team race. That way I can skip 1 or 2 nodes. And yeah, that's gonna be my strategy. Let's see what else we have going on. We have a Fast and Furious pack where you can get Mercurius and Radar for 249 gems. Now I think Mercurius is a phenomenal monster. I love his design. I love how good he is in the battle. He has direct return skills. He's a great monster. But as much as I like him, I can't really recommend spending 249 gems on him. And as for Radar, same thing, 249 gems I think is too much. 399 for both monsters, I still wouldn't do it. We can also get Cassia for 249 gems, Gretchen for 249 gems, Lao Lao for 249 gems. These are all the fast monsters. On the Furious, we also have Mega Ostium, Balthasar again, Annihilator R2. Honestly, I don't think any of these monsters are worth buying both of them for 399 gems. But if you had to, absolutely had to get a pack, oh man, that's a tough one. I might Radar, Mega Ostium, Balthasar, Mercurius. I think for the fast it would definitely be Mercurius. For the Furious, that's where it's hard. I want to say Mega Ostium, but I feel like there's so many chances to get him, and I feel like he's been somewhat outclassed by the new monsters. Balthasar, I just don't think he's a great monster unless you got him ranked up and you have a level advantage. Annihilator R2, he's fast and he can stun, but yeah, guys, I really can't recommend anyone from the Fast and Furious pack. And then again, for the breeding combo packs, Montezuma, Firena, MC Boss, Keldrek, I don't recommend any of these monsters. Ignatius is there too. Yeah, don't recommend anyone. However, Montezuma, he is a good monster. I do like him a lot. I've used him a lot on my baby account. 249 gems for him. That's the problem. Every monster costs 249 gems. And my #1 recommendation is that you just pick up the breeding jokers. Make sure you have them. After you have the breeding jokers, well then it's up to you. Pick yourself up a Barbatos. Pick yourself up a Montezuma. Pick yourself up a Mercurius if you need them. Like I said, it also depends on every single player. Do you have enough Thunder monsters? Do you not have enough Earth monsters? Are you missing the Evil Legions monsters? There are so many factors to consider that it's hard to just give a general answer on like, this is the monster you should purchase, because it may not apply to you. So with that being said, that is going to conclude this video. I really hope it was helpful. Best of luck to all of you on the breeding event. Try not to spend too many gems. Keep in mind that at the end of the day, it's just completely random. There's no guarantee that you're going to get a monster. Previously, Wiki used to show that it's only like a 5% chance to get a monster. And now with the update that you can get random legendaries, random epics, you might not get yourself any of the monster from the breeding event. So just be conservative, give yourself a limit, and best of luck to all of you. I really hope this video was helpful, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it.